It is 9 a.m. Actually, it's 9:01. So we are a minute late. We'll blame it on the audio equipment. That's what we'll blame it on. But good morning, everyone. Welcome to our meeting this morning. We have a number of things to cover. Let's start with roll call, please.
Commissioner Banks,
Here.
Commissioner Hassler, Commissioner Thompson,
Here.
Commissioner Wild,
Here.
and Commissioner Ashworth will be absent
Commissioner
today.
Ashworth is absent today. And let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thanks, everybody. We've got a number of things to get to this morning, but in our open discussion, I wanted to just take a second and congratulate the wonderful tournament that we did on Monday. All of the members of the Welfare Association did a fantastic job. We had, I know the deputy played, the chief was there, all of our executive commanders all played and participated in the tournament. And congratulations to everyone in welfare. It was a fantastic job. Well done.
And following that, the first precinct won the intramural softball championship again.
Okay. Got ringers up there.
Captain Morgan is keeping his squad together there.
Okay. Well, Chief, I am going to call an audible this morning, if you don't mind. Number 8 on our agenda is a proclamation for our 70th anniversary. And I'm going to move that up because we're joined by a special guest this morning. Our county executive, Dr. Sam Page, is here. And I think he would like to present this to us. Dr. Page. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you. Thanks for letting me join you and recognize the many accomplishments of the County Police Department. I am not going to read this each line, but I do want to recognize just some of the many accomplishments in the past 70 years, because it was February 1955 when the first police board met to hire the superintendent, now the police chief, a full 4 months before the department was officially born on its first day of action on July 1st, 1955, with 59 commissioned police officers. As you know, that's now grown to over 900 authorized officers. And in that first year, 1955, they got off to a bang. They hired the first black police officer, the first woman police officer. Soon after that, established a K-9 unit. Soon after that, an aerial unit with helicopters that they inherited from military. And to continue to lead the advancements in the St. Louis region in policing, established an authorized and accredited crime lab, continue to lead the community in innovations with a crisis intervention team in 2000, with the use of aerial drones soon after that, and continued to be the premier police department in our region. The deployment of body cameras about 5 years ago was an important milestone to again show us that we're going to have the best training, the best technology, the best trained officers in the community. For the past 5 years, as I've been county executive, the budget for the police department has increased from $147 million in 2020 to $184 million in 2024. 2 new police stations have come online. Step back.
Uh-oh.
2 new police stations have come online. 1 police facility under construction, and a regional crime lab in the pipeline. I'm extraordinarily proud of the historical impact of our police department in St. Louis County over the past 70 years. I'm proud of our advancements and accomplishments over the past 5 that I've been county executive. as county executive, I get to do some cool stuff, recognize milestones and accomplishments in our community. But one of them I wanted to recognize today with this proclamation is to use my authority to declare July 1st, 2025, the 70th anniversary of this department, as St. Louis County Police Day. And so congratulations to the chief and to the police department.
Thank you. Colonel Kleinbeck is our historian. He's been doing this for the historic for how long?
13 years.
13 years.
Volunteer.
Volunteer. She's looking for a pay raise, but anyway, he's the one that came up with this information. You'd be surprised at the information he's come up with about this police department, things that none of us even knew. He's done his work and come up with a lot of things for us. One of the things I remember about Colonel Kleinbeck is that 45 years ago, he hired me, okay? So I've been
I
here.
remember.
You remember that? So I've been here, more than half the time that this department has existed. So anyway, Colonel, thank you for what you do. We appreciate it.
Thank you. As Dr. Page mentioned, the county police, I don't know whether you know or not, across the country is noted for innovation. More than once, I've had police chiefs, police administrators at the federal level as well as, say, county police. You had the first care system. You had the first this, the first that. And you should be proud of that. And because of the many people before you who made this happen, you have a proud police department. At one time, hopefully, we were known as the proud ones. I'm glad to be a member. Thank you.
Have him stay. Give him his pen. I'll get him to stay up since we're going to give him his pen now.
Oh, okay. We'll call him back.
Okay.
He needs the steps.
He needs the steps.
Okay. One person I probably should have mentioned along with the Colonel is Mrs. Kleinbeck.
All right, thank you. I'm glad that the colonel was able to put these rumors to rest that you were here during the inception. It was only half the time. You were not here 70 years ago. So put that rumor to rest. We hate to make you get up again, Colonel, but we have a service pin for you. Yes, sir. Chief said you need the steps. Sir, thank you for your service and everything else that you do. We sure appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Commissioner.
Thanks, Chief.
That's good.
That was great. It looked great on you. Thank you. All right. And we have one more pin, Your Honor. For Your Honor. I'm used to being in court. Chief. 30 years of service. That's quite a long time. Sergeant Gerald Shepard. Yeah, so you're looking awfully sharp this morning. Thank you, sir.
Shepard looks sharp every morning.
I got my wife, my son,
Please stand.
my sister-in-laws, my Christian friends from the Faith Miracle Temple and my church, Northern Missionary Baptist Church. I would like to say that the majority of my life has been public service, U.S. Army and the police department. I am grateful and I am humbled, and I thank the good Lord for giving me the opportunity to serve. Thank you very much.
All right, Chief, I believe you have some commendations, don't you? Yes, sir.
First up, police officer. First off, before I get to this, thank all of you all for showing up today, One of the best days I have as a police chief is to make time off on these accommodations for the great work that you've got and and the promotions that all of you here are to celebrate. So thank you guys for being here this morning. Grant Steiger. We bring the twin. Grants. And who else we got? And Jeffrey Meadows, Detective Jeffrey Meadows. Yours. Great. And we got Captain Rowland.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. Chairman, board members, chief, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I'd like to direct your attention to the actions of Detective Meadows and Officer Steiger on 5/11/2021. They're in a radio car in the Jennings precinct. They received a call for shots fired into a residence, the 3000 block of Meadowlark Avenue. While they were en route, the call comments stated that there was 8 people in the residence, 4 of which were children, 4 adults, and 1 adult had been struck in the abdomen. There were numerous shots fired into the residence by a suspect who had fled the scene.
Turn it on.
Arriving on the scene, it was a chaotic scene. Obviously, they made the scene safe, which allowed EMS to treat and transport the gunshot victim. And then they began their investigation. They conducted a thorough and detailed investigation, which led them to a suspect. They took the case to the prosecuting attorney's office and got an at-large warrant issued for assault first 8 times, armed criminal action, and the lawful use of a weapon. The case was then given to the U.S. Marshals, who did a search warrant on the residence of the suspect, apprehended him, and recovered a firearm used in the commission of the crime. The suspect refused to make any statements when the officers attempted to interview him in reference to this. However, when it went to trial, that was not even an issue because it did such a great investigation. The suspect was convicted of all the charges and is serving a lengthy prison sentence. And on a side note, the victims in this incident sang the praise of the officers and said that their hard work, attention to detail, and all-around great job they did restored their faith in our police department and law enforcement in general. Outstanding job and a well-deserved green bar, gentlemen. Congratulations.
Hey, Jeff, I'm back up. Right? Anybody ever do that? Really hiding that. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. All right, Grant, don't have to ask me if you got anybody else here.
Got my wife and my 6 babies.
Thank you all. Next, I have a community service award presented to Rabbi Mark Shook. Yes. Lieutenant?
Good morning. Thank you, members of the board. Thanks, Chief, ladies and gentlemen. In September of last year, Rabbi Shook and his wife Carol, who's also here today, received the very prestigious award from the Mary Rankin Jordan Pediatric Bridge Hospital. It was the Rankin Jordan Award for Service, Citizen Award. It's given to people those who selflessly serve Rankin Jordan and the St. Louis community, and by their example encourages others to do the same. I'm also here to recognize that Rabbi Shook has been serving us, our department, for over 50 years in some form or another. Rabbi, you may have seen Rabbi out on some of your scenes, some of your calls. He's also given, I think, a benediction or two and a blessing or two at a lunch. A few, right? Exactly. Rabbi is also the chaplain for the St. Louis Division of the FBI. He's a chaplain for the Creveport Police Department. He's a peer on the Critical Incident Stress Management Team of Greater St. Louis. And he's also an author of 3 books, right? And, looking at all this, I don't know, how is it that every time I call you, you're on a golf course?
It's on a course.
So just want to say thank you very much, Rabbi, for your service to all of us and to the community. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Rabbi. Congratulations.
Rabbi has been with me, he's assisted me for I don't know how many years now. A lot of years. He assisted in one. You were. Not in one big case you assisted me on. We'll just keep that to ourselves. I want to introduce Mrs.
Carol, my wife Carol. We've been married 58 years. So.
Okay, next up we have some motions. First up is Captain Robert Fumagalli. Where is he at? There he is. Robert was promoted from lieutenant from the Wrecking Room, and now he's captain in tactical operations. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations. All right.
So you decided to hide your arms today?
I did.
Got him out here with you?
I have my mom, Anita, my wife, Ann.
One guy stand up. Next up is Captain Devin Rose. Devin is lieutenant in the 2nd precinct, promoted to captain, and Devin will run our police academy. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Good job. Congratulations. Congrats.
Devin was here with you.
My mom and dad.
Where's mom and dad?
My daughter-in-law, my son, my darling wife.
Right.
So when you got promoted, you were where?
I was in the 2nd precinct.
No, I mean, when I called you to tell you that.
Oh, I was on the beach in Mexico.
Congratulations. Lieutenant Ed Bagley.
Thank you.
Ed's coming from CIC, and I don't know where tonight is with you yet.
2nd precinct.
2nd precinct, on midnight. Ed, you got anybody here with you today?
I do. I have my wife, Michelle,
Please stand.
my daughter, Lacey, and my son, Trevor.
Thank you, guys. Lieutenant Lorika Kitson. Kitson was a sergeant in the 2nd precinct
Yes, sir.
and promoted to lieutenant. Don't know where Snyder's sending you yet.
I'm at the fort.
You're at the 4th.
I'm in.
On midnight.
Common theme.
Lorraine, you got anybody here with me?
My daughter is on her way here. She's stuck in traffic and
She's stuck in traffic. All right. You're willing to do what you feel when she gets here. Lieutenant Sarah O'Fallon. Sarah's a sergeant in DPS. Got promoted. Where has Snyder put you at?
West County.
On midnight.
Common theme here.
Snyder for everything. Everything's his fault.
Congratulations.
Is there anything out here with you?
I do have my parents,
Stand up, parents. Go ahead.
my children, and my partner.
And your department now.
Some of my OPS buddies and nephews.
Nobody else that you have?
Your husband.
Oh, yeah.
Sergeant Mike Costa. Sarge coming from K9 unit?
Yes, sir.
I had to retire your dog, didn't you? Where you're going somewhere on midnight, where is that? West Sarge, who's here with you?
My wife, Katie, my 4 children,
Please, where you at? Go ahead.
Josie, Bailey, Mike, and Ryan, and I'm just a county unit.
Thank you, sir. Sergeant Charles Lehman. Charlie? Congratulations. Midnight swear? I haven't heard. It's gonna be midnight.
See Snyder.
Got anybody here with you?
Yes, sir. My wife, Mandy.
Andy?
My 2 daughters, Rosie and Aubrey.
Thank you guys for being here. Sergeant Donald Ness. Don, what will you assign?
General assignment.
General assignment?
Yep.
And you're going midnight swear?
2nd.
In a second, all right.
Thank you, sir. Anybody here with you?
Yes, my wife, Amanda.
Amanda? Yes, thank you. Sergeant John O'Neill.
It's those lights.
John, Brett. John, you work? Highway safety, midnight work? Just know that it's gonna be midnight.
Congrats, Sergeant.
Got him out here with you?
Yes, sir. I got my wife, Amanda, and my daughter, Aiden.
Thank you all. And last but definitely not least, Sergeant Angelo Barca. Angelo is with our Metro, and you're going where?
Midnight somewhere.
Got him out here with you?
My dear, my fiance Jeff and my mother.
Jeff, please stand. Commissioner? All right, sir.
Well done. Well done, Chief. Okay. The next up, we have the Welfare Association scholarships. Detective Ricky Krantz is on his way.
Members of the board, Chief Berger, thank you.
Morning, sir.
For those of you that do not know me, I'm Ricky Krantz, I'm the executive with the Child Abuse Unit, and I also have the pleasure of being the Vice President of the Welfare Association. Before I get started, I just want to let some of you know who may not know what the Welfare Association is. It's a charitable organization within the police department, and the sole beneficiaries are the members of the department. And all you need to do to become a member is be an employee with the department. The Welfare Association, we have two main goals. Our first goal is to support our employees in the time of need, whether that be due to critical illness or some type of catastrophic event that may occur. We can assist them financially. For example, last year, I think we assisted right around $91,000 worth of aid to our employees and their family members. This year, I think we're right at $43,000, and we're only halfway through the year. Our second main goal is to celebrate the lives of our fallen officers. We do that several ways. Last month, many of you were there at our Police Memorial Breakfast, where we were able to honor them there as well. We also send a contingency of officers to Washington, D.C. Each year to pay respect to the fallen officers, and as well as for our 11 fallen officers. We do many other things, but lastly, we are here today, and that's to hand out scholarships to children of department employees who are attending college or in their senior year of high school getting ready to go off to college. Each 11 of those scholarships are $1,000 scholarships, and they are in the honor and memory of one of the 11 fallen officers. So with that being said, there are several kids that are out of town or studying abroad that cannot be here. In that case, parents will be receiving them, and if parents are not here, we need to make sure that we get the checks done. If we could, actually, our first winner is not here, Haley Mousy. She is the daughter of Detective Dave Mousy from Crimes Against Persons. She will be going to the University of Columbia in the fall of 25, majoring in accounting. She currently, or just graduated from Northwest High School with a 4.4 GPA. Our second winner is Jane J. Dean, daughter of Sergeant Robert Dean, assigned to SRU. I do not believe they, either of them are going to be here today. Jade is currently a freshman at Berryville University. She carries a 3.6 GPA, and she's majoring in forensic psychology. And I apologize, I forgot to mention, Haley's was in honor of Detective Wayne McClellan. And Jade is in honor of Police Officer James Reeve Schneider. Next up, I believe they're here, is Jordan Dace. Jasper Dace is her father and mother, Katanya Dace. Jasper's in our prisoner conveyance unit, and Katanya is in charge of fiscal services, runs the fiscal services unit up here. This is in honor of Police Officer Robert Jordan. From my understanding, Jordan is currently in Marquette Catholic High School with a GPA of 3.85.
Wow.
Thank you guys very much. Next up is Clara Belcher, daughter of Sergeant William Belcher, assigned to Crimes Against Persons. Her scholarship will be in honor of Police Officer Kenneth Cope. She currently, or just graduated from Oklahoma State High School with a GPA of 3.87, and she will be attending Missouri State, majoring in sports medicine. So thank you, Sergeant. Next up, we have Peyton Edgecombe, daughter of Lieutenant Tyler Edgecombe, commander of Crimes Against Property. Her scholarship is going to be in honor of Detective Lawrence McCormick. Peyton, congratulations. I understand that.
I didn't want to spoil your moment. Sorry for that.
I understand that you just graduated Marquette?
Yes.
Okay, you had a 3.8 GPA, you'll be attending University of Missouri, Coastal Carolina, it was one of the two, right? Okay, and studying pre-law?
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Lainey Sanders, daughter of Detective Greg Sanders from the Duke Center. So, Lainey's scholarship is going to be in honor of police officer Joanne Liscombe. She's a recent graduate of Northwest High School. She carried a 4.125 GPA, and she will be attending Riddle University.
She's there now. She finished her first year.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Sydney Claiborne, and she is the daughter of Director Veronica Claiborne from the Bureau of Communications and retired Police Sergeant Skip Claiborne. I understand Sydney's out of town.
Yeah, she's at a leadership conference.
Like her mother, she's at a leadership conference. Sydney went to St. Joseph's Academy. She carried a 4.2 GPA. She will be attending Purdue University, and she'll be studying business and engineering.
Integrated.
Congratulations. Next up, we have Lydia Hildorfer, daughter of police officer Kevin Hildorfer, assigned to the South County Precinct. Congratulations. Lydia, did you just graduate from Ursuline? Yeah. Okay. Just graduated from Ursuline High School. She carried a 4.26 GPA. She'll be attending the University of Missouri-Columbia, studying biomedical engineering. Hers is in honor of police officer Thomas Smith Jr. Congratulations. Next up, we have Brendan Kester. I do not believe that they are here. He's the son of Chris Kester, assigned to our CIT unit. Brendan will be attending the University of Missouri-Columbia, majoring in business administration. His scholarship is in honor of Sergeant Rick Lyon. Congratulations. Next up, we have Madison Mousy, also daughter of Detective Dave Mousy from the Bureau of Crimes Against Persons. She is not present today. She just recently graduated from Northwest High School. She carried a 4.238 GPA, and she will be majoring in pre-health. So congratulations to Madison. And last but not least, we have Keenan Kubovic, son of Officer Sanda Kosick from the Acton Southwest Precinct. His scholarship will be in honor of Detective Antonio Valentine. I understand you just recently graduated from Lindbergh High School. You carried a 4.2 GPA, and you'll be studying aerospace engineering from St. Louis University. Congratulations.
Okay. Ricky, and I always thank you guys, the Welfare Association, and you're not here to back out. We come here either.
Captain
Cavaliers back there, for what you guys do. And the things that you've done over the past year and this year, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Chief. We certainly want to echo everything you just said to Detective Krantz for everything the Welfare Association does. That's what Monday was about. supporting this group and all the things they do. Fantastic scholarships and everything else. Thanks again, Ricky. Number 8 on our agenda, we moved up, so we are moving right along. This is the part of our agenda where we get into the nuts and bolts of our meeting. Everyone, of course, is welcome to stay. However, if you would like to leave, we will give you a short head start if you don't want to stay for all the good stuff. And there they go.
And they're off.
And they're off. I know. You're looking so sharp, man. I thought we must be on the
Hey, Sarge, I told you, I gave you fair warning about him.
Hey, if I hang out, it's not gonna hang out either.
He's another one of you KU guys.
That's right.
He worked in corrections for 5 years before he joined us.
I did. I know, because he went to KU.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, we did.
His people really like him.
He's in Jennings, right?
He's up in Crimes Against now. He just got promoted.
But he wasn't
Not a good
Jennings.
looking kids.
He was the neighborhood policing officer in Jennings. That's a big loss to that, but
I'm gonna try to recapture the room. I've not made one. I've never mentioned one.
I forgot his last name.
I share.
Dooley. Stan Dooley. Dooley.
Oh, Dooley.
Sergeant.
He wasn't related to the other.
I think he's an uncle.
That's good. Don't do that anymore. Chief, you cleared out the room, man.
Yes, I did.
Or lack of. You stole my line. Okay, if we could get back started, tell everybody thank you, say their goodbyes out in the hall. I don't think so. They say it is, but I don't think it is. Okay, we're going to continue with our meeting now. We're going to continue with our meeting. Thank you, everyone. We're going to continue with our meeting. Mom had to use my outside voice. Okay, I had to use my outside voice. I don't know if the mic's working.
They aren't. I'll talk
I don't
loud.
know if it is or not.
Yeah. I usually talk loud, so we're good.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it was just so many people where we couldn't hear. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you put on the record that Commissioner Hassler is here.
Yep,
Okay.
yes.
All right. That being said, now that you've emptied the room.
Yes, which is always a good thing. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I feel like I don't have much of a change from last month, so kind of boring. But deficit of 4.4. I changed a few things, one being the payouts, found out about a couple more retirements, so raised the deficit on that. And then the retirement fringe, and then I increased the surplus in fuel and vehicle maintenance. Our overtime remains consistent in hours. It's just the dollar is going to be higher because of the new rates, the hourly rates from the CBA. That's all I really have for 2025. And then the budget, 2026 budget has started. I'm just collecting everybody's requests from all the different bureaus and units and divisions. And it is due on July 11th. And we will have our first meeting on it in August with PMB. And that is really it. The guidance is maintenance. I think I said that last time. A maintenance budget, just what we can continue services with. And that is it for me. Do you have any questions for me?
You guys will, by our next meeting, you have already had your July 11th deadline, probably by our July meeting.
Probably, yeah.
Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you.
That was easy. Thank you.
Captain, you're up, sir?
Yes, sir. Morning.
Good morning.
Try to get this up on the screen. All right, I'll be highlighting May crime stats for you all this morning. Nothing too significant up front to highlight. We had 2 citizen complaints last month. Internal investigations are slightly up. Most of those are still as a result of preventable motor vehicle accidents. Use of force incidents are down pretty significantly by 23.1%. Department vehicle accidents are even compared from this time last year. Vehicle pursuits are down, and our failure to yield numbers are also down by 25%, so pretty significant. Any questions on that slide before I move on? Failure to yield still show significant, first and 8th precinct where most of those are occurring at. There's a heat map to represent that, but that's pretty consistent month to month. 818 arrests were made last month, 101 guns were seized, and 58 DWI reports. Majority of the DWIs are coming from our highway safety unit, almost half of those. Crimes against persons down in almost every category, so we're still enjoying a downward trend on the majority of those categories. Homicides down almost 20%. Assaults down, overall down 11.3% on crimes against persons. There's the demographic or infographic to show that. We had, let me see here, go through the numbers again. 2 homicides last month. Both of those occurred in unincorporated or St. Louis County patrolled areas. 17 homicides altogether for the year so far. 14 of those were St. Louis County patrolled areas. Crimes against property also down in almost every category. Robberies showing a slight increase from 5 compared to 2 last year. Robberies of dangerous weapons also up slightly, 4 compared to 1 last year. Very small numbers, but the percentage looks like it's pretty large, but they're very small numbers compared to this time from last year. Crimes against society also down in almost every category by 10.6% overall. Calls for service. Every precinct is starting to show slightly above the moving average to be expected for the summer months coming. Calls for service are start to increase. That's pretty consistent year to year. Self-initiated calls. Almost every precinct is right about at the moving average. Not a whole lot else to highlight on that particular slide. Top calls, again, pretty consistent month to month with sick cases being the top call for our officers to respond to. Nothing else significant on that slide either. Traffic stop data was reviewed. There was no outliers identified amongst our officers compared to our traffic stops. So that's really all I had. Not a whole lot to highlight for May.
Is there a theory as to why the 25% decrease in failure to yields? It's a good thing, but
I don't have exact information to quantify that right now, but that's something to continue to look at. Yeah.
Okay.
But you seem to have consistent year-to-year issues with that failure to yield in those same locations. Do we ever communicate with MoDOT anywhere, see if there's something they can do signage-wise or whatever to help with that?
That's something to look into, of course, but a lot of it has to do with just officers starting to initiate a traffic stop, whatever the context of the reasonable suspicion, the reason for the stop would be, and then just taken off. So it could be from a low-level ordinance violation trying to make that stop for, or something significant, of course. Yeah, that's something to certainly look into.
I think at one point we did make contact with MoDOT in reference to this, but there's very little that they can do. They can post all the signs in the world, as the captain said.
Yeah.
They're running.
Depending on the severity or the reason for the stop, depends whether or not we're going to pursue or not. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Director Wagner.
I don't know where yours is on here, so I don't know where to take it out. Yeah.
All right, Lieutenant Higginbotham is going to do the presentation today.
Oh, okay. We thought you brought security with you.
I know, right?
Okay.
Are you going to hold his hand?
All right.
Not at all. Not at all. Good morning.
Morning.
I wanted to give you all the totals for Division of Human Resources. For our applications received for commissioned staff police officers, I wanted to compare from May of 2024 of obviously last year to now. Just a slight increase for commissioned police officers. For our professional staff, we're at 111. Last year we were at 187, and the reason for that is we had at that time we had the crime scene unit pro staff positions that were available. That was a huge hot job, so we had a lot of applications come in for that. We have some vacancies now, so you will see that number trend up here shortly. With openings, we'll receive those applications for that position again, and I can only imagine we're going to get quite a few for that. So that explains that decrease in this current May. For our retention numbers, this May to last May, our resignations for this year are at 3. They were at 4 this time last year. We had the same with retirements for commissioned staff. For pro staff, 3 versus 5 resignations, and 1 retirement and none thus far. Some things that are great. This is a busy time of the year for us and the academy, obviously, and anybody that handles logistics revolving around recruit classes. But we have Academy Class 211. They started in January of this year. At this time, we're going to graduate 21 recruits on June 26th, so they'll be getting out to the road to receive the rest of their training. We will start Academy Class 212 June 30th. We have their orientation on June 27th. We have 24 of them confirmed and locked in, and we're waiting for physicals and psych on 2 more. It seems like they'll all be on this June 27th orientation. So we expect 23 there. And our Academy Class 213, we estimate will begin in January of 26. With that amount of time, we should be looking really good by the time I give that report. We have a dispatch academy. It started on Monday. We had 6 dispatchers attending that, and we're actually working on the September class. It looks like it's going to go September 15th. And then on my next slide, I've got some information about that as well. Just some updates for everybody. We do have a new part-time recruitment marketing specialist position that was recently approved. We greatly appreciate that. That is going to help tremendously because the amount of time that our staff spends working on marketing is tremendous. And for what we make hourly, we can do a part-time employee that doesn't draw benefits, and that savings is tremendous. So that is humongous. That's an excellent add for our staff. We have a new professional staff recruiter position in backgrounds. That employee is going to handle professional staff only. So those applications for CSU, any of our records positions, care, public safety dispatchers, they will all go through that employee. We hired a new web content operations coordinator. They start June 27th. We have an experienced police officer coming over from Jefferson County. They will begin on July 7th. And we have 3 more in backgrounds, and I've seen quite a few more experienced police officers applying. Obviously, when I speak to these folks as far as their salaries and their experience, I'm like, hey, bring a friend, please, because experienced police officers help us out tremendously. We have 3 security officers in backgrounds. We're hoping to get some more there as well. That's an area that we need more assist. We obviously need more people. Our next dispatch academy is September the 15th, and we're anticipating 12 hires for that dispatch class. We already have 2 recruits and backgrounds for class 213 for January of 26. We have 2 care employees in backgrounds, 1 for warrants, 3 for records, 2 for that crime scene position, which is kind of why those earlier numbers were stalled out. We do have people in backgrounds for that, which is why we kind of took that off temporarily while we fill that, and 5 more public safety dispatchers in backgrounds currently. One thing I did want to bring up, and Director Wagner and I discussed this, for this upcoming police recruit class, just something to note for kind of in the world of retention and obviously development for our employees. There's 10 pre-recruits, 2 cadets, and 3 of those upcoming police recruits are security officers. So of the folks that we have starting for this upcoming recruit class, we have 10 pre-recruits, 2 cadets, and 3 security officers. And when you're talking about hiring people for these positions, it really shows that we keep our word. If you can get into this position, you can advance and do something here. So that is really enticing to those people when they're looking for jobs. Commissioners, do you have any questions for me at all?
Questions?
All right, thank you.
Director Wagner, I wonder next month if we could revisit the employee survey that we did?
Absolutely.
And just,
we're already I'm working with research on that, so we can absolutely touch on that.
perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
So we haven't seen numbers like this in our academy class in quite some time. Normally it's been 3 or 4. I say we're graduating 21 on Thursday. And already we probably got 24 for the next class. So those numbers are great. Dispatchers, Dr. Page approved 12 dispatchers for us this year that we don't have to pay for until 2027.
We have to put them in the budget for 27.
For 27. But they're approved, they're ready to start a class, so it's going to help us out quite a bit. The board wanted to have some special presentations. The first one up, I want to bring to your attention is the intelligence unit and Captain Ossendorf.
Good morning.
Good morning, board. How are we today?
Great. Thank you.
Lieutenant Jeff Warner, who is the commander of the RIC, the Regional Information Intelligence Center, and then Sergeant Josh Wenstrom. He is a deputy director of the Fusion Center. Lieutenant Granda could not be with us today, so they're both going to present on their respective units.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the Criminal Intelligence Unit. It's supervised by a sergeant, and we have 11 detectives and 2 intelligence analysts in there. Unfortunately, I can't talk too much about what the Criminal Intelligence Unit does. We like to keep all that kind of secret. Like I said, we have 1 sergeant, 11 detectives. Several of those detectives are detached to our federal agency, the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, and the Secret Service. The Social Security Administration. In addition to assisting our department, our various precincts, and our various units, we also assist state, federal, and on our local agencies. They're highly regarded in the region. Most of these local agencies, state agencies, and federal agencies happen to reach out to us quite a bit to help out with some of these major in-depth investigations. They utilize the most up-to-date technology, and they consistently research and train to ensure that they are in line with the best practices and current trends. A few statistics from 2024 on cases that we assisted with: 110 criminal apprehensions, 450 investigations, which also included some follow-ups. And then 40 agencies, we assisted with 40 agencies at the local, state, and federal level. And then we assisted in recovering 87 firearms. Do you have any questions about criminal intelligence?
If we told you what they really did, we'd have to kill you.
Probably, yes. And I'm still learning what they do, but my goodness, I tell you, it's absolutely amazing.
Outstanding work, you know, I mean, with
They do.
the technology that they use. If you got a cell phone, they'll track it. I don't care where you've been or where you're going. That cell phone, they do outstanding work.
She's telling secrets.
He's the chief. Lieutenant Warden?
Good morning, Chairman, fellow commissioners.
Morning.
The RIC is what we call it, is nothing more than a real-time crime center. We gave it our own name, Regional Information and Intelligence Center, just because we do look at this from a regional aspect. Our primary objective is to provide a centralized, comprehensive, multi-agency information and intelligence sharing network for the entire St. Louis region. We do this by leveraging innovative investigative methods and technology to enhance the operational effectiveness and efficiency of law enforcement and maximize their ability to prevent, detect, and respond to criminal and terrorist activity. If you couldn't tell, that is our mission statement. I just didn't make that up on the fly. But how do we do that? We use a lot of cameras, along with some other technologies such as ShotSpotter, gunshot detection software. When using these cameras, within seconds, we can usually be eyes on scene before the officers get there. So whatever we can do to provide our officers with more information helps them do their job more safely. A little bit of history. The RIC was formed in the fall of 2019. It began with a donation with just a few cameras. We quickly saw that these cameras were vital to ensuring our officers' safety and making good criminal cases with guilty verdicts. Because of that, the decision was made to expand our camera network as much as we could. So in the last 4 years that I've been in charge of the RIC, we've developed an intergovernmental agreement with the St. Charles County Police Department. And in that agreement, they provide 1 sergeant and 1 detective that are operationally attached to the RIC full-time. St. Louis County has added 5 full-time professional staff investigators and 1 sergeant also from the St. Louis County Police Department. The RIC is staffed 7 days a week. We have gone from that original few cameras that were donated to now having access to over 2,000 cameras. This increase was accomplished with the help of many partners, such as the St. Louis County Highway Department, the St. Charles County Highway Department, MoDOT, other local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, and other public and private entities. A grant was awarded to fund the purchase of additional cameras each year, and that's how we continue to build on that. We were able to get computer servers that allow us to retain the video footage that we have for 30 days, which is absolutely necessary to make criminal cases. We have to be able to go back and retain this stuff for these cases. Lastly, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, part of the new precinct is our Regional Intelligence Center that's being built, and that was secured with ARPA funds, scheduled to be completed in the summer of +26. And at that time, when we get more real estate, more room, we hope to bring on other police departments to help supply with staffing. Some future projects that I'm currently working on is schools. The private and public school districts in this region, we're working with them on active shooter scenarios and how we, with the video technology, can help them and help the officers that have to respond to something like that. And we're also looking at drones. I think you guys have heard Colonel Law speak on that before, the DFR program. That's something that we're also looking at to see how we may be able to expand on that with the RIC. Any questions?
The drones was one of my questions. You just answered it. How do we work with the with Metro PD, with the city?
Regarding drones?
With their intel.
Oh, well, we are in constant contact with them every day. We call them, we have a radio transmission, and we work with them on the daily basis.
Good.
Yep.
Do you all provide the training for the drones internally, or do they go out and get certified?
We're still in the beginning phases of that. Right now, we're demoing different types of drones to see what would best suit us. Once we figure that process out, then we have to, that's a whole nother aspect as far as staffing.
Right.
Pilots, we would provide that ourselves if that's the route the chief decides to go, but that's something we're still looking at.
Yeah, community college has a new program.
It's pretty cool. I've seen some of their, I've seen,
Cage in there for.
Chief told me about it.
Yeah. No, the one at Wildwood, actually. The newest one that just opened up. They have a really.
It's the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
So a partnership there, but might be pretty good.
I know some of you have been by to see the RIC. For those of you who haven't, I'm welcome to give you guys a more in-depth look at it anytime you guys want.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Important work.
Good morning.
Right.
Again, my name is Josh Winstrom. I'm with Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, and I currently serve as the Deputy Director of the St. Louis Fusion Center. I recognize a couple of your faces. I know you've been up before to see us and tour through our operation up there. And we are under the direction of Lieutenant Ben Granda. Unfortunately, as I believe the captain said, he's on vacation and could not be here today. So I'd like to just give you a brief overview of who we are and what we do. We were created in the aftermath of 9/11. The National Network of Fusion Centers are state-owned and operated centers that serve as a focal point for the receiving, analysis, gathering, and sharing of threat-related information. As a hub of two-way intelligence, this allows actionable information to be distributed between federal, state, local, tribal, territorial, and private partners. Throughout the nation, roughly there are 80 fusion centers, with each state having at least one fusion center. We have the benefit here in the state of Missouri of having three. The main fusion center is located in Jeff City. That is the Missouri Information Analysis Center, otherwise known as the MIAC. Kansas City has a Kansas City Regional Fusion Center. And then, of course, here we have the St. Louis Fusion Center. We also work very closely with Illinois and the Illinois Statewide Terrorism and Intelligence Center, known as the STIC. So essentially, we kind of have the benefit in our region of this smaller network of us four fusion centers working together quite often, regularly. The Fusion Center was previously known, or you may have previously known it, as the TEW, or the Terrorism Early Warning Group. The St. Louis Fusion Center is a public safety partnership consisting of law enforcement, fire, emergency, medical, public health, emergency management agencies, and private sector areas to collectively combat terrorism. The St. Louis Fusion Center provides a multi-jurisdictional, multidisciplinary approach to the collection, analysis, and dissemination of information used to detect and defend against or respond to acts of terrorism. In addition, the St. Louis Fusion Center works with both government and private organizations to identify and protect the region's critical infrastructure and key resources. Again, as the host agency being St. Louis County Police Department, we are under the direction of Lieutenant Ben Granda. Lieutenant Granda oversees law enforcement officers and intelligence analysts working collaboratively to investigate, analyze, and disseminate information concerning serious threats and all hazard incidents in our region. Personnel within the Fusion Center consist of St. Louis County Police Department, St. Louis City Police Department, St. Charles County Police Department, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Chesterfield Police Department, Creve Coeur Police Department, Richmond Heights Police Department, St. Louis County Office of Emergency Management, St. Louis County Public Health Department, in addition to federal partners that are also present from the Department of Homeland Security, the United States Coast Guard, and the Internal Revenue Service. Also, we have various detectives that serve as task force officers with the FBI St. Louis. In conclusion, intelligence and information sharing are the cornerstones of terrorism detection and prevention. Therefore, the collective goal of the St. Louis Fusion Center is to provide a mechanism where law enforcement, public safety, and private partners can come together to improve the ability to safeguard our homeland and prevent criminal activity. On behalf of the various members embedded within the Fusion Center, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation towards the St. Louis County Police Department and its leadership in graciously hosting and supporting this important collaborative effort. Any questions I can answer?
How do all y'all fit in that little office?
All right.
You'd be glad to move from that new building this week, right?
Yes, sir. It'll be nice to get a little space. Yes.
Thank you for.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great information.
See Michelle sitting back there. She must be here to talk about emergency operations.
I know you woke her up though, I think.
Good morning. I didn't bring any backup.
Good morning. No security, Michelle? Okay.
Should have taken a lesson from Shanna. Vera showed me how to get to this. My staff doesn't let me push buttons. I heard, what? Oh, got it. Awesome. Thank you. I'm also shorter.
No.
So I'm here just to provide an overview of what we do. I like to tease that nobody knows what we do, so they leave us alone. I'll start with disasters because I just noticed that there was a tornado watch for St. Louis County. During disasters, we provide the coordination part of response and recovery. The EOC belongs to the St. Louis County Police Department, unincorporated St. Louis County, and all 80-something municipalities. So March is a good example. Florissant was there, Hazelwood was there, Ferguson was there, Bridgeton was there. And we provide the information back and forth piece, communication between highway departments and public works, the municipalities, public health. Recently, we had the May tornado. I provided staff to the city of Clayton. I also provided staff to the city of St. Louis. Non-disasters, that's where nobody knows what we do. Natural disasters are on the rise, up about 19% in the last 10 years. Our local demands are a little bit higher because we do have civil unrest, and we're a larger city that has large-scale events like PGA. So we're at about 21% over the last 10 years. Coordination across departments and agencies doesn't just include disasters, right? So all 80-something municipalities have their own independent government system. They have to have emergency plans. We review those for them. We don't change them. They're not ours. But we do review them for gaps. We also write St. Louis County's plan, which a lot of the munis will adopt. Planners, I have 4 planners. They're fantastic. It takes about 2 years to fully train a planner to independent status. I have 3 of my 4 who are still in that 2-year period. Planning-wise, we have about 1 planner per 250,000 residents. We also help the Code 1000 commanders write the code. That is mutual aid for municipal police departments within St. Louis County. We also have a planner who, when there is a Code 1000, immediately goes to staging, and she becomes the document person for the code commanders.
Tell us all again what a Code 1000 is.
That is mutual aid among the municipal police departments. Are we still at 61 police departments? That sounds right.
What's an example? When we had a Code 1000?
Clayton's a great example. They did call a Code 1000 after the May 16th tornado, which provided them with, I believe, 25 officers and 4 supervisors across all police departments within St. Louis County. So Claire Martin, who is my Code 1000 planner, immediately responded to Clayton and started to document.
Just want everybody to know what that's an all hands on deck call.
Yes, it is. What else do I have for you? Community outreach. So you can see from the infographic, just last year to this year, from January 1st to date, our response for extra events, or our request for extra events, has increased significantly. That's not unusual in a year where there are disasters. Last year to date, we had 5 presentations. This year, we're at 31. And that includes presentations to schools, neighborhood groups, HOAs, department directors, municipal governments, town halls for the council. And like I said, it does typically go up during years like this. But we have instructed twice as many classes this year as we had last year to this date. We have 4 certified FEMA ICS instructors. ICS is the system that's federally mandated during disaster or any kind of response. I have 4 folks qualified to teach. Myself and my deputy director are included in that. And as our request for classes goes up, we are trying to quickly get others certified. And sirens. I want to talk about the sirens real quick because this is kind of a big deal right now. Our siren, but there are 3 entities in the police department involved in the sirens. My office is the authority to set them off. The Emergency Communications Commission, Director Klaus, his office maintains them. They've got all the guys who go up in the bucket trucks and change the batteries and make sure they work. Director Claiborne, her folks down in 911, they actually push the button. So the process is, and it's a communications policy, we have provided them with a department cell phone. We have loaded every weather app we can think of on there. That button sits in the supervisor pod in 911, where there is a body to push it 24/7, 365 days a year. They have training, the supervisors have training on what to do at least once a year. And Klaus's folks, they can monitor on their laptops the siren soundings. Do you have any questions about the sirens?
One of the questions I have is it seems like they've changed over the years so that now I'll hear the sirens and when I turn on the TV, the storm can be 50 miles from my house.
That is not false. So we have in the past, we know that siren fatigue is a real thing. You can be in South County and the sun is out, but there's a polygon issued by the Weather Service up in North County, and your sirens are going off in Oakville. So Director Klaus and I are actively working towards, one, an automated system, right? That the human element would just be the secondary system. And we're going to zone the county. We wanted to do this in lockstep with St. Charles County, which is our largest neighbor. But due to some constraints on their side, they are running significantly behind us. But we're looking at a north zone, a central zone, and a south zone using the highways as our boundaries. So if you have a polygon from the Weather Service up in Hazelwood, the sirens in South County are not going to sound.
That'd be fantastic.
Yes, that is becoming best practice across the country in large counties. Now, we do have the largest single activation siren system in the country with 204. But we are going to move away from single activation sirens.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
At the very beginning, pardon me, you talked about responding to, for example, May 16th. So can you walk me through specifically what you do once you get?
Sure. So our first course of action is to reach out to unincorporated, right? We'll touch base with Parks and Public Works and Transportation to ensure that our residents' roadways, arterials are open for emergency vehicles. If impacted municipalities, usually I'm hearing from them within 20 minutes. And then I have staff starting to respond into those areas. So, and them responding to the EOC. So we'll flip on the lights. We'll start calling in everyone we need to. In the case of a tornado, it would typically be highways and public works, public health, my staff, and then we'll bring in mass care. We do a lot of work with not-for-profit community organizations, the Red Cross, right? Catholic Charities, Lutheran Services. These are the folks that support us during a disaster. They'll come in and they'll start figuring out who needs shelter, where do we need to put it. Public Works and Highways are working on getting those roadways open for our police officers, our fire trucks, and our ambulances. And then immediately a line becomes open between myself and the 9th floor in case I need resources that I don't have.
Like?
I have, flood's a good example. I have a single sandbag machine. But when the Merrimack floods, I have 4 communities that go underwater in a fairly short period of time. So a lot of times I have to try to center it between Eureka and Valley Park, and then they have to truck sandbags to a much farther away place, tying up resources that they need for something else. So I can go to the county, or I can go to the county executive's office, and he'll put in a call to the state to request that other regional equipment comes here.
Got it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
Thanks, Director.
Probably have to need to be out there to see them in operation. Hopefully, we won't have to use them anytime soon. But I vividly remember the nights that we were out there during 2014 during the Ferguson unrest, the work that they did out there. Not only did they do work out there, but I don't know how many hundreds of officers they kept fed. I mean, our guys up there always had food, always had something to drink. That's just another one of the things that Michelle and her crew does. And they do a great job of. Again, you would have to see that place in operation to really appreciate what they do. Thanks, Michelle. All I have, sir.
Oh, great. Thank you, Chief. Item 10, if you'll look in your records, we have the minutes from the May 21st, 2025 meeting. Their motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Minutes are approved. Diane, do we have any letters of communication, item 11, incoming or outgoing?
No, we do not.
Thank you. Any old business?
Did we address the gentleman from the polygraph?
We did.
Yes. we
That's
sent a
taken care
letter
of?
Last week.
Great. Thank
We
you.
sent a letter out to him. We get a copy of that so you can see it. But it was a good response to it. Item 13, new contracts in your packet. We have contracts A through L. Assuming you've had a chance to review them, is there a motion to approve items, contracts A through L?
So moved.
And you're a second? All right, thank you. All in favor of approval of A through L?
Aye.
None opposed? Thank you. Chief, we have a request to review a general order, 13.2.
Captain? Jen?
Hey, Captain.
Can you answer any questions you have? This updates our 2007 policy to be in line with state statute changes from last year regarding the rights of victims and witnesses. In addition, the general order will provide a reference guide to our officers, like a quick reference guide to provide the victims or witnesses if they need resources.
Any specific changes we need to know about?
That was just the big thing, just to be in line. The chapter itself, the state statute is pretty in-depth, and our policy will be in line with that.
Right.
I appreciated the notes you put in the margins.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the explanations. Makes it a lot easier to review.
Any questions?
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve this general order?
So moved.
Second. Second. All right, all in favor of approval of the general order on rights of victims and witnesses? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Thank you. Diane, do we have anything for the public forum?
Does not look like it, no.
Okay. The Board of Police Commissioners may vote to go into closed meeting for legal advice and review of claims and lawsuits involving the police department. Section 610.0211 RSMO and Section 114.02011 SLCRO, and the discussions closed under sections 610.021 19A and B RSMO and sections 114.0201.121 and 23 SLCRO for discussions in which, if conducted in open session, would impair the ability of St. Louis County, the St. Louis County Police Department, and the Board of Police Commissioners to protect the security or safety of persons or real property, and the public interest in non-disclosure outweighs the public interest in disclosure of the records. Is there a motion to move to closed session?
I move to closed session.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, we shall move to closed session. Thank you, everybody. We are back, and there was one vote taken in closed session, which was to return to our open session. Is there anything else?
No, sir.
Next meeting.
Our next meeting date has been set for, what do we say?
July the 9th.
July the 9th.
Okay.
July the 9th is our next meeting date. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Banks?
Yes.
Commissioner Hassler?
Yes.
Commissioner Thompson?
Yes?
Commissioner Wild?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.